EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today we continue on with John Madden Thanksgiving celebration weekend, and we have got a good one in store, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers.
To kick off for Carolina.
Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. And that'll be a little too hot to handle, as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Corum to begin the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. You look at this Carolina defense. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I think he's going to do that. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
That's good.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Stafford going to give this one to Corum. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
3rd and 8.
Hurry! 250! Hey, 54!
Out of the gun, Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be intercepted. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Go! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got it. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right on the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Touchdown! A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Panthers 7, Rams 0. Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
First down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Rams first down.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Hey, 5-0. Blue 60.
Here's Stafford. That's complete to the tight end, Terrence Ferguson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Boy, 30 more yards and another 1st down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
30. 32. 20.
Here's Stafford. Going right back to Ferguson. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Terrence Ferguson, 32 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from evening this one up. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60. Buffalo 18. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Here's a 2nd and 7. A short throw held in by Trimble. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down. The Panthers at 500 at 6-6. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ready? 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 79 Broncos. Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. They'll rifle this one deep right side. Touchdown, Panthers. And Xavier Legette, 52 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
To kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Look at and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning three safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Their own 26-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort with the mistakes that happen.
And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 right at the 40. To throw is Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Corum now on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Red 80. Hey, give me a radar.
Now Stafford. And Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Stafford's pass intercepted. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Let's go.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Bronco 80. Buffalo 18. Go.
Back to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Now a 2nd and 10.
22.
Back to throw. Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for Terrence Ferguson. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. Touchdown, Rams. Terrence Ferguson. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Rams take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now.
Rams 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Panthers 60. Panthers Mustang 19.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
2nd and a yard.
Come 19. Come on, come on. Cougar 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Caught by Trimble. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
It may look routine when you see the finished product, but what a nice job of concentration there. Catching the football on that route and then taking it a nice distance. A great example for an offensive throwing short and running long.
Knocking 18.
Back to throw now on 1st down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he slings one that's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And this is incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Ready. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Go.
Toss left side for Etienne. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Here's Ryan Fitzgerald to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Easy.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you meant to the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
13 yards, first down, Panthers. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
5-yard line.
18, 5 in. Here we go. Gravity Lions. Warrior 70. Steady.
They'll look to throw here. Touchdown! Tommy Tremble. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are able to add on to that lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 49 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A first run now for Kyron Williams. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And the Rams are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Corum trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal.
180.
Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Terrence Ferguson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Rams get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone.
The extra point up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Rams 21.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 44-yard.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That one complete to again. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go now. 8, 19.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
That's another Panthers first
19
down.
Lions.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
70. 70.
On play action, they'll throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Viking 18.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
41, Rams 21. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Now it's Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Ferguson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now Stafford. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ferguson. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 34 yards to gain that time, another first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Stay 50. Waiting.
To the air again, Stafford. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Terrence Ferguson. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Rams are able to cut into that deficit.
For the extra point.
Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Rams 28.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Now he's going to step up and run. There's Trumbull, the tight end. So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
3rd and 2.
They'll set up a throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go now. 70, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
60 Bobcat. Get it. Track Panther 60. Panther 60. Hey, we got to push it up. We got to push it up. We got to push it up. Let's go.
Back to throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Sam Martin now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Second down and a yard.
Monday. Set. Hey, Red.
Here's Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
Back to throw, Stafford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
40, 60.
Throwing again is Stafford. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, here's Stafford. Trying to lay one up deep. And oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. He's still on his feet. Off to the races. Moving inside the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Trevor Etienne. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. On is Fitzgerald now for the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. In this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
That's good for a Rams first down. A gain of 14. And
to throw is Stafford. His throw is going to be incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Again, it's Stafford. He gives this to Devontae Adams. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 25-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
That's another Rams first down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Rams.
Stafford now to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. is going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Puka Nacua, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a 2-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 13.
Makes the score Panthers 48, Rams 35.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Here we go.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 165 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Come on, come on. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
And they'll run with Etienne. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the great move out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. Once more, Etienne. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Calling a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Let's go.
Etienne is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
For the extra point.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
55, Rams 35. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
19-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Set.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the right.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Throwing is Stanford. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, L.A. Puka Nacua with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Rams are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point attempt to follow here. And that will cut this lead down to 13.
Makes the score Panthers 55. Rams 42.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Okay, ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready, let's go.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 186 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Set up. Cowboy 80.
And they will take a knee here.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Panthers, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.